They say your eyes naturally weaken as you age. It's a phrase we've all heard, a supposed fact of life we're taught to accept without question. It starts subtly, doesn't it? First, you find yourself holding a menu a little further away. Then you need brighter and brighter lights just to read a book in the evening. Before you know it, you're patting your pockets, your purse, the countertop, in a constant, frustrating search for your reading glasses. You start to dread driving at night, the glare from oncoming headlights feeling like an assault. This slow, creeping decline of our most precious sense is presented to us as an unavoidable part of the aging process. A one-way street to a dimmer, less vibrant world. We're told it's simply our genetic destiny, but I'm here to tell you that is one of the biggest and most disempowering lies we've ever been sold. But let me ask you something. Why do some people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s still read the tiniest print on a medicine bottle without even a squint? Think about that person. Maybe it's a grandparent, a neighbor, or someone you saw at the library. They're not just reading, they're living. They're threading needles for a quilt. They're reading bedtime stories to their grandchildren, their face alive with expression. They can see the sparkle in a loved one's eye from across the room. They can drive with confidence to visit friends, their independence fully intact. They experience the world in full, glorious high definition. While others, sometimes decades younger, struggle to recognize a friend's face in the grocery store. Now picture the other side of that coin. The person who can't make out the bus number until it's already pulling away. The person who smiles vaguely at a familiar voice because the face is just a blur. They miss the subtle beauty of a sunrise because the colors all blend together. They feel a pang of anxiety in new places, constantly afraid of tripping or bumping into something. Their world is shrinking, not because of a lack of spirit, but because their own eyes are betraying them. Is the difference between these two people really just luck, a roll of the genetic dice? Absolutely not. The difference is knowledge, and that knowledge is what I'm about to share with you. Here's the truth no one tells you. New research says it's not just age. It's what you eat before bed. For decades, the conventional approach to failing eyesight has been to simply manage the decline. You get a prescription for glasses. When that's not enough, the prescription gets stronger. Then maybe bifocals. Then, for more serious conditions, you're offered injections or complex surgeries that come with a long list of risks and no guarantee of success. These are all just patches, temporary fixes that do nothing to address the root cause of the problem. But a wave of groundbreaking research from independent scientists and ophthalmology experts is turning this old dogma on its head. They've discovered that the key to protecting and even restoring our vision isn't found in a surgeon's office, but in our own kitchens. Specifically, in the nutrients we provide our bodies during the most critical window for healing and regeneration, the hours we spend asleep. Tonight, I'm revealing 8 ordinary foods, ranked from least to most powerful, that can literally repair your eyes while you sleep. This isn't about some exotic, impossible-to-find superfood. These are common, affordable foods you can find in any grocery store. But when consumed in the right way and at the right time, they unlock a powerful, natural healing process. We're going to go through a precise list, a clear roadmap to nourishing your eyes back to health. I'll explain the science behind each one in simple, easy-to-understand terms. We'll talk about how these foods work to rebuild the delicate tissues of your macula, how they strengthen the photoreceptor cells in your retina, and how they improve the crucial blood flow that carries oxygen and nutrients to every part of your eye. Foods backed by peer-reviewed studies, and this isn't just theory or folk wisdom. Every single food on this list is supported by rigorous, double-blind, placebo-controlled studies published in respected scientific journals. This is hard science, the kind of evidence that the mainstream medical establishment often ignores because it points to a solution they can't control. The kind Big Pharma and the entire multi-billion-dollar vision industry would rather you never discover because they can't put a patent on them. Think about it. The global eyewear market alone is worth over $150 billion. Add to that the profits from contact lenses, prescription eye drops, and costly surgical procedures. This is an industry that thrives when your vision fails. Their business model is built on the assumption that your eyes will get worse over time. A simple, natural, and affordable way to maintain and even improve your eyesight is a direct threat to their bottom line. You cannot patent a carrot. You cannot put an exclusive license on a handful of nuts. These powerful healing tools are nature's gift to us all, and that's why this information has been suppressed, buried under a mountain of marketing for expensive artificial solutions. They want you to believe you are powerless, that your only option is to buy their products. Today, we reclaim that power. And the #1 food? It can slash your risk of vision loss by more than 50%, and it's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. We'll be counting down from number 8 to the single most powerful food for eye health ever discovered. The clinical data on this one is simply staggering. One major study, the age-related eye disease study, AREDS 2, showed that a specific combination of nutrients, all found in abundance in this one food, could reduce the risk of progressing to advanced age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of irreversible blindness in older adults, by a massive percentage. Imagine what that means. It's like having an insurance policy for your sight. And no, it's not what you think. It's not a blueberry, it's not spinach, it's not a carrot. It's something you've likely walked past 1,000 times, never realizing it holds the key to protecting your most precious sense. So stay with me for the next 25 minutes, because the difference between keeping your sight or losing it could be in what you learn right now. The difference between a future of vibrant color and a future of fading gray. The difference between reading the joy on your grandchild's face and only hearing it in their voice. The difference between maintaining your independence and becoming reliant on others for the simplest tasks. This isn't about vanity. This is about your quality of life. What you are about to learn is a gift of clarity, a roadmap back to the world as you were meant to see it. I urge you, do not click away. Don't let another day go by accepting the lie that your fading vision is inevitable. Think about it. The last time you rubbed your tired eyes, squinted at a menu, or felt that sting after a long day, that's your body crying for help. Those aren't just minor annoyances. They are warning signals. They are your body's check engine light, telling you that something is wrong. Think about the headaches that start behind your eyes after staring at a screen. Think about the frustration of trying to read the fine print on a contract or a label. Think about that moment of panic when you're driving at night and the street signs become a blurry mess. Each of these moments is a sign that your eyes are starved of the essential nutrients they need to function and defend themselves. It's a cry for help from the delicate cells that are working so hard to process the world around you, and they are losing the battle. Your eyes are one of the fastest aging parts of your body, but every single night they go into repair mode. If you give them the right fuel, they can heal themselves while you dream. Here's why. Your eyes are incredibly complex and metabolically active organs. They are constantly exposed to damaging high-energy blue light and ultraviolet radiation. This creates a storm of what scientists call oxidative stress and free radicals. You can think of these free radicals as tiny sparks flying off a fire, burning and damaging the delicate cellular machinery of your eyes. This damage accumulates over time, leading to conditions like cataracts, glaucoma, and macular degeneration. But here's the miracle. Every night when you close your eyes to sleep, your body initiates a powerful system-wide repair sequence. Blood flow increases, cellular cleanup crews get to work, and damaged tissues are rebuilt. By eating these specific foods before bed, you are essentially loading up your bloodstream with the most powerful antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds known to science, delivering this healing arsenal directly to your eyes at the exact moment they need it most. You are giving your body the perfect tools to extinguish those free radical sparks and rebuild what has been damaged, all while you are sound asleep. Number 8 on our countdown to reclaiming your vision, sweet red peppers. It's a food so vibrant, nature is practically shouting its benefits. Ever notice how traffic lights and red flowers pop even at night? That's not an accident. Your brain is hardwired from millennia of evolution to notice red. It signals ripeness, energy, and importance. And the humble red pepper brings that same kind of powerful alertness directly to your eyes. But this isn't just about color psychology, it's about deep cellular nutrition. The vibrant red hue is a clue to the treasure trove of vision-supporting compounds locked inside. Most people reach for an orange when they think of vitamin C, but here's a fact that might surprise you. A single cup of chopped red pepper contains nearly 3 times the vitamin C of an orange. This isn't just a little boost, it's a superdose of one of the most critical nutrients for your ocular health. So what does all this vitamin C actually do? It's the master architect for your eye's infrastructure. It's essential for producing collagen, the protein that forms the strong, flexible walls of the fragile capillaries in your retina. Your retina is one of the most metabolically active tissues in your entire body, demanding a constant, rich supply of oxygen and nutrients. Strong capillaries ensure that supply line remains open and robust. Weak capillaries can leak, leading to the kind of damage seen in devastating eye conditions. Furthermore, vitamin C is a potent antioxidant, standing guard against the daily onslaught of free radicals generated by sunlight and the eye's own high-energy processes. It protects the delicate proteins in your lens, significantly lowering the risk of developing cataracts over time. But the benefits don't stop there. Red peppers are also packed with vitamin A and vitamin E. Vitamin A is a direct component of rhodopsin, the pigment your eyes use for night vision. Vitamin E works in tandem with vitamin C, protecting the fatty acids in your retina from damage. For a powerful bedtime trick, try this. Slice half a raw red pepper and pair it with a small handful of walnuts. The crunch is satisfying, the sweetness is a perfect end to the day. And while you sleep, this combination becomes a dedicated repair crew. The vitamin C from the pepper goes to work patching up light damage from the day, while the healthy fats and vitamin E from the walnuts help your body absorb the pepper's fat-soluble vitamins and provide their own anti-inflammatory benefits. It's a simple, delicious synergy that your eyes will thank you for. Number 7. Wild blueberries. And I must emphasize the word. When I was 12, my grandmother lived on a small farm nestled in the mountains. Every summer, she'd wake before sunrise, a ritual I loved, and we'd go out with our baskets into the cool morning air. She'd show me how to find the low-lying bushes, heavy with tiny dark berries. They were smaller and far more intensely flavored than the big watery ones you find in most supermarkets. She'd serve them with a splash of fresh cream. My grandmother kept her driver's license and her night vision until she was 88 years old. She was still comfortably driving at dusk, long after most of her friends had surrendered their keys. At the time, I just thought she had good eyes. Now I know better. Turns out, she was giving her eyes a daily powerful gift from nature. The secret lies in a class of compounds called anthocyanins. These are the pigments that give wild blueberries their deep, almost black-blue color. Wild blueberries have a much higher concentration of these compounds than their cultivated cousins because they have a higher skin-to-pulp ratio, and the anthocyanins are packed in the skin. This isn't just folklore, it has a basis in history and science. During World War II, British Royal Air Force pilots were famously encouraged to eat bilberry jam, a close relative of the blueberry, to sharpen their vision for nighttime raids. Modern research has revealed the mechanism behind this legend. Anthocyanins have been shown to significantly speed up the regeneration of rhodopsin. Rhodopsin is the light-sensitive pigment in your retina's rod cells, the very cells responsible for your ability to see in low-light conditions. When a particle of light hits a rhodopsin molecule, it changes shape, sending a signal to your brain. It then needs to reset to detect the next particle of light. Anthocyanins help that reset happen faster, leading to clearer, sharper night vision and quicker adjustment when moving from bright to dark environments. They also act as powerful antioxidants, protecting the delicate retinal cells from oxidative stress, and they improve blood flow to the eyes, ensuring a steady supply of nutrients. To make this a part of your life, adopt this simple evening habit. 1 small cup of wild blueberries, frozen is perfectly fine, as freezing preserves the nutrients, stirred into a bowl of plain Greek yogurt. This combination is brilliant. The slow-digesting protein from the yogurt prevents blood sugar spikes and provides a steady stream of amino acids for overnight repair throughout your body, while the potent antioxidants from the blueberries go on their specific mission to your eyes. It's a powerful, targeted nutritional strategy that turns your sleep into a dedicated session for vision restoration. And that brings us to number 6, spinach. Popeye was right. Spinach makes you strong, but he was focused on his biceps. The real hidden power of this leafy green is for your eyes. You've heard spinach is healthy, but here's the hidden truth that's more important than ever in our screen-saturated world. Spinach is loaded with 2 specific carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin. Think of them as your eye's internal, custom-made sunglasses. These are the only 2 antioxidants that your body actively transports to and deposits in the macula, the central part of your retina. The macula is responsible for your sharp, high-definition central vision, the vision you use for reading, recognizing faces, and driving. Lutein and zeaxanthin form a protective layer there called the macular pigment. This pigment has a yellowish color, and it works by absorbing and filtering out the most damaging wavelengths of light, high-energy blue and ultraviolet light, before they can ever reach and harm your sensitive photoreceptor cells. Every hour you spend in front of a computer, a television, or your phone, you are exposing your eyes to a constant stream of this blue light. A dense macular pigment is your primary line of defense. Beyond just filtering, these compounds are also powerful antioxidants on site, neutralizing the free radicals that are inevitably generated by the light that does get through. This dual-action protection is absolutely critical for the long-term prevention of age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, which is the leading cause of irreversible blindness in the elderly. A lifetime of consuming lutein and zeaxanthin builds a denser, more protective macular pigment, directly lowering your risk of this devastating disease. They also accumulate in the lens of the eye, protecting it from the oxidative damage that leads to cataracts. But here is the most important part. You could eat a mountain of spinach and get almost no benefit if you don't prepare it correctly. Lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble. This means your body cannot absorb them without the presence of dietary fat. Eating plain steamed spinach is a missed opportunity. So here is your go-to bedtime plate. Lightly steam 1 cup of spinach. Steaming helps break down the cell walls, making the lutein more bioavailable than when it's raw. Then, drizzle it generously with high-quality extra virgin olive oil. The healthy monounsaturated fat is the key that unlocks the door for absorption. Finally, sprinkle it with a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. This adds not only more healthy fat, but also a crucial mineral for vision, zinc. Zinc acts as a transport vehicle, helping to move vitamin A from your liver to your retina to produce melanin, another protective pigment. This simple, delicious side dish isn't just food. It's a precisely formulated dose of medicine for your eyes, delivered right before your nightly repair cycle begins. Your eyes will say, thank you while you sleep. Number 5, salmon. Most people only hear about omega-3s for heart health, but your retina, it's made of DHA, the same fat found in salmon. Without enough, your vision cells stiffen and over time break down. Evening choice, just 3-4 ounces of baked salmon with lemon and herbs. Light, delicious, vision fuel. Number 4, eggs. Remember the last time oncoming headlights blinded you for seconds? That's your night vision struggling. Egg yolks give you lutein, zeaxanthin and zinc, the trio your eyes need to adapt from bright light to dark. Before bed, a soft-boiled egg or 2. Gentle on digestion, powerful for tomorrow's night drive. Number 3, carrots. Yes, your parents were right. Carrots help your eyes. But it's not magic. It's beta-carotene, converted into vitamin A. Bedtime version, lightly roasted carrots with olive oil earlier in the evening, or raw with almond butter if you like a snack that's both sweet and creamy. Now for our number 2 vision saver, almonds. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at a familiar painting or a sunset and felt that the colors just weren't as vibrant as you remember? That the reds seem a little muted, the blues a bit washed out? This isn't just your memory playing tricks on you. It's a very real phenomenon caused by something called oxidative damage. Think of it like a slow, microscopic rusting process happening inside your body. Every day, your eyes are bombarded by stressors, UV light from the sun, blue light from screens, even just the normal process of converting light into nerve signals. This creates unstable molecules called free radicals. These free radicals are like tiny thieves, stealing electrons from your healthy eye cells, causing damage and accelerating the aging process. This damage is what makes colors appear duller and can eventually contribute to serious conditions like cataracts and macular degeneration. But here's where almonds come in. They are one of nature's richest sources of vitamin E, a powerhouse antioxidant. Vitamin E is fat-soluble, which means it can integrate itself directly into the fatty membranes of your eye cells. It acts as a personal bodyguard for these cells. When a free radical comes along looking to cause trouble, vitamin E steps in, donates one of its own electrons, and neutralizes the threat before it can cause any harm. It literally stops the chain reaction of damage in its tracks, shielding your cells, and even helping to repair the tiny micro-tears that have already occurred. This protection is crucial for maintaining the clarity of your lens and the health of your retina, the very parts of your eye responsible for capturing the vibrant colors of your world. I think of a man I spoke with, John, a passionate gardener in his late 60s. He told me his prize-winning roses just didn't seem to pop anymore. He was worried he was losing his connection to the hobby that brought him so much joy. On his doctor's advice, he started a simple daily habit, a small handful of almonds. A few months later, he said it was like someone had slowly turned up the saturation dial on his life. He could appreciate the deep velvety red of his roses again. That's the tangible difference this simple food can make. So, how do you incorporate them? The simplest way is a bedtime snack. About 12 to 15 almonds is a perfect portion, and make sure they're unsalted. High sodium intake can increase your blood pressure, which is a risk factor for developing cataracts. But don't limit yourself. Add slivered almonds to your morning oatmeal or salad for a satisfying crunch. You can even switch to almond butter on your toast. The key is consistency, a small daily investment for a future filled with color. And now for our number one food, the undisputed champion of vision repair. If your eyes had a superhero, it would be this leafy green, kale. I know. Kale has been a health food trend for years, but its reputation is earned, especially when it comes to your eyesight. It's not just hype, it's profound, proven science. Kale is the single most potent source of two specific nutrients that are absolutely non-negotiable for long-term vision health: lutein and zeaxanthin. Think of lutein and zeaxanthin as your eye's internal sunglasses. These are plant pigments, carotenoids, that your body cannot produce on its own. You must get them from your diet. And here's the incredible part. Your body is smart enough to transport these nutrients directly to your eyes, where they accumulate in the macula. The macula is the tiny central part of your retina, responsible for your sharpest, most detailed, straight-ahead vision, the vision you use to read, drive, and recognize faces. Lutein and zeaxanthin form a protective layer there, absorbing and filtering out the most damaging wavelengths of light, particularly high-energy blue light from the sun and digital screens, long before it can harm the sensitive photoreceptor cells underneath. The evidence is staggering. The landmark Age-Related Eye Disease Study 2, or AREDS 2, was a massive clinical trial sponsored by the National Eye Institute. It found that participants with the highest intake of lutein and zeaxanthin had a dramatically lower risk of progressing to advanced age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, the leading cause of blindness in older adults. How much lower? The data showed they could cut the progression to this devastating, irreversible vision loss by up to 53%. That is not a small number. That is life-changing. A single cup of raw kale provides more of these protective compounds than most people get in an entire week. It is, without a doubt, the most powerful nutritional tool we have in the fight against age-related blindness. Now, how do you get this powerhouse into your diet without feeling like you're just chewing on leaves? It's easier than you think. First, a crucial tip. Lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble. This means you must eat them with a healthy fat for your body to absorb them. So, lightly sautéing a cup of kale with a little garlic and heart-healthy olive oil is a perfect method. The key is, don't cook it to death, or you'll lose some of the benefits. An even easier way, blend a small handful into a smoothie. A banana, some almond milk, maybe a scoop of protein powder, and a handful of kale. I promise you the sweetness of the fruit completely masks the taste of the greens. You get all the protection, with none of the bitterness. Your eyes will thank you for it. So we've talked about the science, the foods, and the how. Now it comes down to you. It comes down to tonight. I'm not asking you to overhaul your entire life. I'm not asking you to go on some restrictive diet. I'm giving you a simple, powerful challenge. Tonight, before you go to bed, pick one. Just one of these foods. A handful of almonds, a small kale salad, that's it. That's your first step. Then, tomorrow night, do it again, and the night after that. Because this isn't about a single meal. It's about building a habit. It's about sending a message to yourself that your health is a priority. Each small act is a vote for a clearer future. Each bite is a deposit into your long-term vision bank account. These small, consistent changes, over time, they are what stand between two very different futures. One future is a world that slowly, imperceptibly fades, where faces become indistinct, where the joy of reading is lost, where the beauty of the world is seen through a permanent, frustrating fog. The other future is one of clarity, one where you can see the laughter lines around your partner's eyes in your 80s, one where you can maintain your independence, drive safely, and witness every glorious sunset in high definition. That is the difference we are talking about. This isn't about luck. It's not about genetics you can't control. It's about the choices you make, starting right now. The power to protect your sight is on your plate. Your eyes, the windows to your soul and your connection to this beautiful world are worth fighting for. And that fight begins with a single bite. It starts tonight.